And good morning, everybody. Just taking a quick peek here. I'm on a multiplayer server. Oh, and of course, I forgot to look at the name of the server. I looked at the name of the server and I already forgot what it is. Let's just see if I can quick peek. Uh, no. I'm on somebody's else's box, Mr. Zag. His seed, that's the name of the seed. My name is Mr. Zag. Crud. Anyway, I hopped onto this multiplayer server. The one that we were doing, the Dawn of the Dead server, is gone now. And I had actually played on it this weekend. And what I did was I did find a mall. Well, the Leland's, not really a mall. I found the Leland's, and I put a bunch of food and stuff there. So I was hoping. Oh, let me see if this is catching sound here. 1 second. Yep, good. So I was like, stocked up the roof, put a whole bunch of supplies. And I think I did this Saturday, I think, Friday night, Saturday. And there were some people that occasionally hopped onto the server, and I gave them the coordinates where the mall was. In fact, I was so lucky. Well, for those, oh yeah, nobody saw, but there was actually two malls next to each other. I mean, it was great. Well, two Lelands, not really the mall, but it had two Lelands, and hello, trash. Can move them, just can't look in them. And I don't want to go that way because I just saw farmland. Let's go this way. But I had two Lelands, and then a whole, let's see, I think a prison nearby, and then a bunch of little housing areas. I mean, it was great. Perfect for getting loot and storing it. But then I wanted to check it today just to kind of see if anybody had actually gone there. Because I had given the coordinates out to just a couple of people. There weren't that many people that played. There was someone that came on and said, wow, these servers are dead. Yeah, because multiplayer for the dead Linger is not really multiplayer focused, and since a lot of people don't put dedicated servers, it's kind of hard to build a community. I know Lunas Games, one of our friends, and there's been a couple other people too. Sorry, I forget everybody's names, but we've actually had a couple people that said they would be happy to put up a server. Just let them know when we want the server up, because the servers get run off of people's personal computers, and sometimes, Windows wants to do updates. Like my Windows wanted to do an update. Oh man, I need a bicycle. Whee! Oh, that's a terrible little jump. So, anyway, yeah. So hard to build a community around, the servers that come down, and that's why you probably don't see a lot of people play multiplayer, because it's hard to get on and actually have people to play with. What is that? Hey. Someone's been here. Because somebody left a fire. Nice. Let's see. Oh, not good. Let's get a weapon. No weapon here. Oh. Someone's cleaned this place out. Oh, shoot. He got me. I was hoping to walk past him. How bad did he bite me? Infection just a little bit. Dang. That's pretty cool. He's got a couple pieces of wood. I don't know if you can add wood to an existing fire, honestly. Well, running that direction was awesome because it brought us to our cabin. But nothing here. Okay, so I had a couple things to talk about. Honestly, I was like, ooh, I'm going to mention this, and I can't remember all the points I wanted to cover. So we'll go with the one I do remember. There was a comment that was brought up about sprinting. Someone said, hey, how come your game you get unlimited sprint? Let's see the sprint meter. And when I stop, wait a few seconds, see if it fills up. Catch my breath. Wish I could have that open as I ran. Okay, so here was the thing. we've known, well, if you've watched this series for any amount of time, if you go back to the early episodes, there was a comment from someone who actually said, hey, I think sprint's broken. You can run forever and never slow down, which is why I started sprinting everywhere. Mostly that way I can get point A to point B. You guys don't have to watch me, just run. Oop, hold on. And I tried that, and it seems to work. And then this was brought up again, just like I think yesterday, day before, someone asked about the sprint, and they said they can't sprint. Like when their meter runs out, they actually start walking. So I'm not sure. Well, I've seen things like this happen before, where somebody's game does something where another person's doesn't. Um, so I'm not surprised if somebody's game, their sprint bar actually works. Now see, I'm sprinting and I don't see a noticeable slowdown yet. Let's see if my sprint wore out. Oh no, my sprint's still good. Now somebody said, hey, it could also be that your sprint might be running out and then you're slowing down. So I'm going to want to run past trees and just see if I notice a change in my pace. I'm still running. Now, so the thought was this. Okay, it's possible that while you hold your running key, like you are sprinting faster for that period of time, and then when the sprint, quote unquote, wears out, you're moving faster than a walk, but not as fast as the sprint. It's like your survivor might have 3 possible speeds. So there's the sprint, and then like maybe a jog, and then your walk. Like I just let go of the sprint key. But for this, I don't notice a difference at all. Like I'm still booking at a run. So I don't know. It's very well possible that mine has a bug that other people's doesn't. That doesn't surprise me one bit. Alright, what's up here? Nothing. Yeah, I was really, really anxious to get on it. I know when we played the Dawn of the Dead server before, we kind of talked about how there's no zombies or anything like that. Like it just seemed real devoid of anything. And then I went and found those Lelands, and I was like, oh, that is so awesome. I had a nice stockpiling going. So those are gone. So now I'm starting over. I guess I should have went towards the farms. At least then I could have maybe found some food, possibly a weapon up in the barn. So, I was going to do that because then you guys would have something to look at, I could go raid the other Lelands and bring it back to my Lelands, and set it up. But here I am out in the middle of nowhere. Oh. So yeah, it's going to be a nice episode of me running. Oh, I had turned down the sounds. Let me turn the sounds back up. Oh, world refresh. When I did a multiplayer a few weeks back, I record. Oh, I did a live. We did a live Google broadcast, and there was someone who was talking to me. I guess his audio wasn't coming through. Just a little bit ambient. Okay, I can hear stuff. But anyway, I turned the volume down so I could hear the gentleman I was speaking with. There we go. Now I can hear some running sounds. So this right here, for those who might be new to Dead Linger or kind of the zombie survival genre type of game, this is a big part of the games. It really is the running from place to place. And when zombies. I was watching an interview from the Salt Lake City convention. They talked to Jeff Keane, and I kept forgetting how big the world is, but I believe he said it's 60,000 kilometers big. I don't know if that's square kilometers, That's a lot bigger than what I remembered it being. So there's gonna be potentially times where you run for a very, very long time and encounter nothing. Just like I'm doing right here. But I see those big power towers there. I'm gonna run that way. So this is the part that would makes multiplayer kind of unique for the Dead Linger, because it is such a huge, potentially huge world, that even though, let's say you put, I think these servers said they could support 32 players, and I have noticed that when you start, you're not necessarily right next to somebody, but you're not that far apart. Like, I didn't run very far, and I had found a fire that someone made. Oh, buildings. Here we go. Let's go that way. And so there's the potential that you'll run into some folks. There's also the potential that in a world that big, once you get running, there's nobody. You know, even though you might have 32 people on the server, you might not run into anybody ever. And when we're talking about game types, we talked a little bit about PvP, PvE, those types of situations. On a 32-person server where there's 60,000 kilometers of land, the chances of really finding somebody, if you just really set off in a direction and run forever, is going to be pretty slim. Oh, my shift key. And so when we're talking about, I think it's dark. Let me try the. Oh wow, that flashlight really lights up. When you talk about like PvP, it's going to be real hard to PvP when you can't find anybody. You know, so that PvP aspect is there. So even if folks don't like the idea of PvP on a small server that has a huge world potential, you can run off and just be a hermit, even though you're on a multiplayer server. So when you do run into somebody, you know, you really got to think, is it worth shooting that person? Because to me, I'm starting to see the Dead Linger shape up as not a PvP centered game. It's definitely going to be the lone hermit slash co-op type of game, because the PvP is going to be difficult to do. It's going to be difficult if you can't find anybody, and I think that's going to turn a lot of people off. There's a lot of people who like to have the PvP aspects of their game while they play. Totally makes sense, you know. That's the one thing I hear a lot in defense of PvP in these games. It's that unknown human element that, you know, what are these folks going to do? So I totally get it. I just don't think that's going to be the big focus of this particular game. I think this one is really going to be focused on the living and eking out an existence. Okay, we're going to grab this just in case. Alright, let's go in. Now, I've been running for a while with this flashlight on, so it might die out pretty soon. Duct tape. Okay, I'm going to grab a banana just in case. Oh, that duct tape was a blue color. We're going to go upstairs and look for a backpack. So we found some houses. Let's see what we can find here. Okay, you know me. I love my guns. Oh, that was another thing to talk about too. Okay, let me drop this first of all. Don't need no stinking crossbow yet when I've got a really loud firearm. I think this holds 6 rounds at a time. So firearms, that was a topic of discussion. Someone made a comment like, you know, they were like, well, of course there's so many zombies because you keep using your gun and the noise brings them. Yes, that is absolutely correct. Ooh, I like combat vest, tactical vest. And that was something that if you've watched the videos from near the beginning, I've made that comment many, many, many times how I hated firearms for that reason. They're loud, and when you shoot them, I gotta turn that flashlight off, let it recharge. And when you shoot them, yeah, they're noisy. And even with a quiet, like a weapon that I would think is kind of quiet, like a 22, the zombies just drawn to it. Doesn't really matter if it's a quiet weapon or not. Let's see what the shoes do for me. They give me +2 defense. Oh, the duct tape was a blue color. It's like extra strong duct tape. And that gives me a little bit of defense. Oh, it's not very good compared to like riot gear. But yeah, I've just grown so used now to having a firearm. It's worth it. It's worth the noise. I don't want to bring the hammer. Yeah, I do. I want that backpack. The lucky rock. So for me, it is totally worth the noise to go ahead and shoot the firearms, even though it brings the zombies. Because, well, like in this situation here, I don't have many bullets. So no, it would not be good to go ahead and just go all crazy and start shooting all the zombies, simply because I don't have the bullets. So that would be one of them situations of, really thinking about, is it worth doing? Oh yeah, I'm bringing that. Inventory full. All right, let's do this. Switch weapon sets. Pick it up. Yeah, so then, if you got your melee weapon, the thing is, though, the bike. I don't need the bike right now. I'll talk about that in a second. So the thing with the melee weapon, so, we're talking about the firearms. All right, if you run out of bullets and stuff like that, it's all loud, brings the zombies. But if you're stealthy, okay, that's why we have the melee weapons. You're stealthy. You're not generating a lot of noise when you kill the zombies. The thing is, I think that the zombie AI is broke. And when I've played, it doesn't seem to matter if I was being stealthy or not. The zombies hear me or know my presence anyway. Ooh, I think I'm full now. Can I carry the knife? Yeah, it's small. So, until they really fix the zombie AI, it doesn't matter, because I know when I was shooting them or killing them, can't shoot them with a sword, but when I was killing them, even with the melee weapons, trying to be stealthy, they still seem to know where I'm at and come for me. So, like, it really doesn't matter what you do. So that's another reason why I just don't care. If I've got the bullets, I'm gonna shoot them up. Okay, that's protective gear. And even though it has stats, I don't know, it still seems like the zombies do a pretty good job of tearing you up. Wow, these places are just kind of barren. A lot of shoes. I just get the feeling that when a person puts in a seed, that your spawn of gear and stuff is just terrible. But if you let the game generate a seed name, it does a much better job of generating loot. That's just a personal opinion. I can't say if that's really true or not. It just feels that way because I'm like not finding much. Oh, but that's how it should be. It should be hard to find things. It's the apocalypse after all. Okay, sunlight's coming up. Might be easier to see here in a moment. We're just about there at the 20-minute mark. So that was something else somebody brought up, was the bicycle. Was that just in here? Nope. I had set off in one of my other episodes running through the world. And, you spend a lot of time running. And someone said, well, how come you never use a bike? I never use the bike because I never think about it. So that's it. That's my only excuse. You play the game for so long, not having a bicycle, And then it's like, oh, I have a bicycle, but by then I've not remembered I've got a bike. Alright, I wanted to keep this to 20 minutes for sure. But by gosh, I want to find a backpack. Something. The fanny pack. Alright, let's go upstairs. Usually there's a backpack or fanny pack kind of in that living room. Nothing today. So let's go upstairs. I might get one up here. No. Bunch of rocks. Another pistol. I haven't gone in here. If you're wondering why I haven't gone in those rooms, those are the bathrooms. And those usually either have just a plunger or some matches. But they rarely have. I've never seen them have anything else. A shovel. Let's see. We'll just check one more house. I don't think I've checked here. Let me check this one on the end. And then we'll call it good. And then what I'll do is I'll exit out and find out the name of the server. So once I have the name of the server, if you want to come, not that I'm here right now, by the time you see this I'll probably be getting ready for work and moved on. I just popped on so I could check out my other server, the Dawn of the Dead server, see if my Leland store was still intact. Ooh, I love shotguns. Okay, nothing there. Yeah, I'm still sprinting through everything and still seem to be moving fast, that's for sure. Nothing. Alright. So we'll double check here. Yeah, nothing. Alright. Yeah, nothing out that way. So I've got a bunch of houses kind of like down that row. Let's make sure I don't got a zombie. So I can exit out of here. Oh, what's here? I think this leads like to the kitchen. Yeah, or mudroom. What is all this stuff out here? Oh, hold on a minute. I think... Why is this stuff out here? I think we had a house spawn. But no house, just the furniture of a house. Maybe I can find a backpack on the ground. Nope. Shotgun ammo. Alright, well, we'll just sleep out here in the open. Okay, so we'll call that good. I went a little bit past 20 minutes. Okay, so let's exit out. So we're going to go ahead and escape. Disconnect. Okay, for those who are interested, that server that I was just on, I think it was this one here, Weird Deer's World of Death. I think that's the one I was just on. Yeah, I didn't do Rat's Den Dedicated, and those two have a password. So there's also on here currently World and AS. So just, a couple of friends playing, because there's 2 out of 33. So just keep that in mind. When you come and play Dead Linger, when you go do a multiplayer game, these are not dedicated hosted servers that I'm aware of yet. I mean, I guess if a person wanted to, they could call a hosting company and say, hey, what would it take to host Dead Linger servers? And then, you know, see if you could have somebody host one permanently. And I don't know how much that costs. It always seems so expensive. But if you pay your $20 for the game, and then if it's like 15, 20 bucks to host a small server, then at least you know there's going to be uptime. It's there all the time. I don't know what kind of server commands you get, like if you can reset the server if things aren't going well. Yeah, I really don't know how that works. I've never bought a hosted server before. But at least then you would have a consistent place for like you and your friends to hang out. So don't be surprised if you come to play a multiplayer game and you only see a few servers. It's because the multiplayer aspect, I think personally, is just so early in the development phase. Like, it's there so you could try it out, but it's not a big focus. Right now, the focus is just building the game still. So don't be surprised if it has a small multiplayer community. Don't be surprised. But it does work. Anyway, so yeah, our favorite there, Dawn of the Dead, is gone. Sorry guys. Alright, but thanks for watching. We'll come back. We'll check out another multiplayer server next time. I mean, if you do want to run and host a multiplayer server and you want it advertised here, I mean, free advertising, let me know. And, I'll play on your server and we'll, share the name of it with other folks. If you want to start a community around a server or something like that and start our own multiplayer community and you want to put it up there. I know, like I said before, I know Lunas Games. There's been a couple other folks that have said, hey, just let me know when you want the server. So that still stands. Anytime that you want to have a server up, just post a comment or let me know and I'll come in and we'll show people that your server's up. All right, so for now, though, that will do it. Have a great weekend. Oh, it's past the weekend. Have a great week. And it's Tuesday. Oh my goodness, I missed a Monday somewhere. All right, well, we'll see you next time. Bye.